Get all back to answer some more goddamn questions. First one is from Michael Prince. It's a two-parter, I think. Yep, P question, two of them. I'll start out with the definition of incel, as it will apply to my question. Incel, a member of an online community of young men who consider themselves unable to attract women sexually, typically associated with views that are hostile toward women and men who are sexually active. Okay, that's the definition. Is that the Webster dictionary? The Webster definition? Never looked it up. Normies that I've talked to because of my shirts at the gym say they could see a lot of underground metalheads being incels, even though I'm married myself. What's your take on this opinion on incels being similar to true metalheads? Well, based on the goddamn definition you gave me, man, you pretty much goddamn described the dog. Fucking just look at my followers, dude. It ain't none of it's fucking chicks. I mean, and a few old goddamn grannies don't fucking count. What chicks fucking follow me? None. Like, I can honestly say, dude, and all the people that have come up to me at shows and shit, ask for a photo and talk. I mean, it's several hundred at this point. It's easily several hundred. Maybe 10 in totality, and all of them were chicks. And honestly, kind of like, I'm going to go on and say this. I think only I would say only maybe 5 count. Well, why would only 5 count? Because they weren't with their goddamn boyfriends. 5 legitimately came up and wanted a photo and talk and shit like that on their own. They weren't with anyone else. They're on there by themselves. All the rest, it was the girlfriend as well. So, not saying they don't count, but there's a possibility that they would never came up unless it was on their boyfriend. They're just doing it to be goddamn polite. So, there you go, dude. And before this goddamn channel, chicks don't goddamn like the dog. Shit, the goddamn wife barely likes the fucking dog. She barely tolerates my goddamn ass. So, your definition, I think your buddies are right. Describes the goddamn dog in a fucking, in a hole. Yeah, chicks don't goddamn, technically speaking, and even in the metal scene, dude. How many true metalhead chicks are there? There's not many, dude. Again, there is some. I know a few. But, most of it is they tolerate it or like it because their husband or boyfriend does, but they wouldn't be going on their own. They wouldn't be going to shows on their own. They wouldn't be going to buying this shit on their own. That's most, and I get it, so that's fine. It's, to be honest, I'm not gonna say I prefer it that way, but it makes I kind of do in a sense. So yeah, I'm even look and watch as it went up my burial interview. Even Ian said it, or maybe I brought it. He said it off camera. I mean, I don't go as far as that. He doesn't listen. He doesn't even listen to goddamn bands. If it's got a chick frontman, he's like, I'm not even listening to it. He's like, they got no business being into metal. Again, my stance isn't as far as that, but I'm not completely again, that's not my take. But I'm not like, what is he talking about? What a dumbass. I think it's funny, and I'm like, I see where he's coming from. Again, that's not my personal stance, but I'm like, I can see why he thinks that. I get the mentality. So, yeah, being diehard metalized blood, that you ain't shaking the shit. You ain't tracking the goddamn pussy. I can tell you that right now. And another thing too is, I'll say this, and I'm not going to say any goddamn names. Anyone who I know that is full bullet belts, fucking gauntlets, and collects vinyl and shit like that, they were never chick magnets. Not one of them. There's guys in the scene that are chick magnets. I know some, but they're more the party guys. I'm not saying that they're posers, and I'm not saying that they don't like metal. That's not what I'm fucking saying. I'm just saying that the what I consider the truest metalized blood, they're in it strictly for the music. They're not in it to smoke dumbass weed and drink dumbass beer and hang out and party and do lines and pick up chicks. Not to say there's anything wrong with that, but I'm saying that's not their prerogative. Their main thing is just the music. Music. That is the number one thing. Everything else is either non-existent or a distant fucking second. Every single one of them that I know for that, not one of them's goddamn a chick magnet. Not fucking one. I mean, take goddamn, who would enter that category? The music was the most important thing to him. Was rest in peace, Jim Sadis. I've literally known the guy to be with one woman my entire fucking life. And to be honest with you, I don't think there was maybe one other that before I met him. Chicks, yeah, so chicks don't like pure metallized blood. That's just a goddamn fact. Now I'm sure there's gonna be some grannies in the comments saying otherwise, but whatever. Walk a day in the goddamn dog's moccasins, then come back and talk to me. I mean, I don't need to hear some shit take, because that's exactly what it's gonna be. Yeah, sounds like you described it. Sounds like your buds are about right, homeboy. 2, Diabolic City of the Dead is one of the greatest death metal demos of all time. It's up there with the purest fire, in my opinion. What's your opinion on this demo? I mean, that's kind of a strange question coming from you, because I didn't have a personal conversation with you on this, but I'd be willing to bet money. Could be wrong. Maybe I'd lose that bet. But I'm 90% certain you got into both those demos from the goddamn dog, saying it on the channel. Maybe you're into them prior, but I highly doubt it. Hell, like, because I know I shout out City of the Dead when check this shit out. I mean, were you there in Cannibal, Mike? You're my age. Were you there at Cannibal in 2001? That's why I got this. Look, it's the original City of the Dead. Signed by all the guys. 2001. And no, I didn't just write it. Okay, well, maybe you wrote that on yourself, dog. Okay, same time. It was when Supreme Evil was out. I bought the show. And I think it was the first, yeah, it was, what was it? Diabolic, Hate Eternal, and Cannibal Corpse. I think it was that show. Maybe it was with Christian, blurs together, because I seen him again with Morbid Angel. I've seen Diabolic multiple times. Look at this, 2001. Antar, the drummer, who I do want to fucking interview. To Justin is for thanks for the support. So it's not like I wrote this. It's got my fucking name on it. Not like I bought it on a signed edition on eBay. Supreme Evil. This is the first album. I got into Diabolic when this album was out. Bought both. Maybe I bought this at Baxter's shop after, but I definitely bought the demo, City of the Dead, in 2001 at the show. Had him sign it there. And then here's the other. I like Vengeance Ascending too. I didn't bust that out because that's not signed. Subterranean Man. I also own this on picture disc. And I shouted out City of the Dead for the first time. That's probably when you heard of them. Is when I said, when it came out on vinyl, it's behind me, I picked it up. Forget what label put it out. I was shocked. I was, holy shit, somebody else likes Diabolic? None of these fucking posers ever bring that goddamn band up. And then they're, like, you familiar with Unholy Ghost then, Mikey? Like, they went on to go do that. Antar handed me the demo on CDR. Now, he didn't say why, but I'm putting the pieces together, like, because the first one with the different lineup, that's the first, after, so it'd be like the fourth full length. Yeah, so Subterranean Vengeance. Yeah, fourth full length was the first thing I didn't like by Diabolic. I can't admit, there's the one with the different singer or whatever, but the same lineup, with the exception of Kelly from Pessimist, is Unholy Ghost. He handed me that demo before the album was out. Is the CD down here, the album? This is one I wouldn't mind hells to do. It's fucking great. It's basically Diabolic with Kel. My guess is that they were disagreeing with members. He didn't say that, but that's just what I'm guessing. I was like, doesn't even make sense. I was like, this is literally Diabolic. Where the fuck is that goddamn thing? You know, let me get back here. This is the only album I know they have. And again, they had a demo. CDR. This is Diabolic. But see, look, it's all the same. Yeah, same singer, same everything. It's just Kelly added. Fantastic blasting fucking death metal album. If you like all that Diabolic, Supreme Evil and shit, that's literally the same stuff. The Diabolic albums without that lineup, I don't like. It's just, it doesn't suck. It's just death metal that doesn't sound the goddamn same. It doesn't have just doesn't sound like the Diabolic I knew that I grew up as a kid. So, you're well aware of that. I like Diabolic, homeboy. I'm the one that got you into them. Possible I'm incorrect on that, but I'm 95% certain, homeboy. So, yeah, Diabolic. And actually, so shout that out on Holy Ghost. I would love to put that on vinyl. And then technically, Subterranean Magnitude, there's only a picture disc to my knowledge. Dog owns it, of course. And then Vengeance Ascending. I don't think there's a vinyl for it. I've never seen it anyways. Supreme Evil, there's a vinyl. Dog owns it, of course. City of the Dead. That's when I first shouted out Diabolic on the, it was just a rant, like, because I saw it when it came through. Holy shit, like, fucking somebody else did Diabolic. That's dog metal right there. This is stuff that I want to see Hells to do, but none of these fucking hoagies bring the good shit up. So, yep, fully aware of Diabolic, homeboy. Thomas Reddick, paid question. Hey, J-Dog, just a few quick questions. Does Hell's Headbangers have any plans on releasing more Christian reissues? Specifically, A Rise from Blackness. I know you guys did a cassette, but I would love a vinyl and digipack. Probably not, man, because it just kind of came out. Like, we had those in stock at very, very recent times. The vinyl, And the vinyl, like I think we just sold out of them like last month or so. I had it several times. There's a black and there's a red vinyl. I think there's a splatter too. Dog owns a version, of course. It's just their demos and shit on there. Fantastic stuff. And the CDs, like, I mean, we're out of stock, but there's no way it's out of print. Like, you could, if you want that Rise from Blackness on CD right now, you could easily get it. Just search Discogs or eBay right now, and I guarantee you can get it for like $15 if it's not in somebody's distro. So no, and then no plans. Second question: what's the process of doing reissues like this? Do you set up a meeting with the label or meeting? No, with the label or band, and they tell you what you can't or can't do. I would love to see Deicide HHR reissues. You know how we send this? Thomas, you know how you sent me this goddamn paid ski? I don't know if you sent a separate email, but let's just say you sent a separate email. Email in the goddamn description box because it wasn't too long to get cut off. So maybe you sent that just through PayPal. But basically, how you email me that the question you asked, well, that's how vinyl reissues go. It just goes, who owns it, or you contact who you think or might, a band member or something. Email them. Want to do this? What kind of deal do you want? Do you want 20% of the pressing, cash? What do you want? That's literally it. They're assuming they reply back because they usually don't. That's it. That's literally it. And then it's like, okay, let's say it's a band's like, just give us, throw us, you press in 1,000 LPs, kick us 20%, send us 200. It's usually what it is, to be honest with you. Certain deals a little different, but that's usually what it is. And okay, need all the files. Assuming they have them, then if they have them, it's a smooth goddamn sailing. Like, for example, setting it up with Desecration, the Desecration reissues, that's all it is. Literally, I asked Ollie. He sent us all the materials he had, the files. Where's your address when it's out? Where's your copies? It's that fucking simple. Well, as far as setting that shit up. Now, the funny thing is, it is that simple, but it isn't that simple because half these fucking knobs never goddamn reply. Or, if they do, I got no materials, dude. I don't know. Billy had that shit and his house burned down 20 years ago. Can you believe that? It's usually shit like that. And that's assuming they even fucking reply at all. So, yeah, that's the process, though, homeboy. Nick Durst, P question. Hey, Justin, I was just curious about your full opinions on the question of the greatest thrash band of the century, ? My vote's Toxic Holocaust. You know what, dude, honestly, who am I not thinking of? I'm going to have to say this, and this is going to be a hot take. Roast me in the comments, cry about in the comments, bitch boy. But honestly, as a whole, I'm going to go on a limb. I think Toxic Holocaust is the greatest thrash band ever in existence. I think so. Who do you think? I'm not saying that some of that they're up there, though, as far as my favorites of all time. I'm not saying anything by Toxic Holocaust is greater than Metallica Kill 'Em All. Because as far as what started metal, and you can even argue like more or whatever, Kill 'Em All is greater. But I'm talking about a band as a whole. Do I consider Metallica the greatest thrash metal band in existence? No. Over half their discography is not even thrash. Most people say that the fucking Black Album's not even thrash. Hell, I was being easy on those fucking goddamn poser sellouts. I was giving a pass on that one and saying it's at least a thrash album. People are like, that ain't a thrash album. That's a fucking commercial rock album, a commercial metal album. And I can see the argument. Cool. Okay, great. Let's go with that take then, because that's what seemed like the majority take was, at least on my goddamn channel comments. They got 4 thrash records. How many shitty albums do they have after that? I know they have the Black Album, they have Load, they have Reload. I know of those. Never even heard Reload in my life. I never checked out anything by my gay-ass fucking Metallica after Load. Why would you even listen to anything after Load? That's why I love when people bring them up. Like, Craig and that fucking goddamn moron Eddie poser was fucking annoying the shit out of me, constantly bringing him up on Hellcast stuff. Why are you bringing up this irrelevant poser fucking band? Oh, yeah, you just got into metal 2 years ago, yet he's on a podcast. It's just annoying. I'm like, why these zeros? You know he doesn't listen to goddamn Diabolic. That's for goddamn sure. Why are you bringing these zeros up, dude? They're irrelevant since 1988. Sodom, they're not the greatest thrash band album ever, in my opinion. Jabba the fucking Hutt, Jabba the Hutts, burn. That's the greatest thrash. Get the fuck out of here. At least Toxic, everything's true to where it started. Now, I'm not saying that Primal Future or whatever, which I do like and I do own, cover was cheeseball as fuck. Is that as good as Evil Never Dies? No. It's the same goddamn formula, though, dude. And it's still catchy, memorable fucking songs. Sodom is not the same formula from when they started. Are you fucking kidding me? In The Sign of Evil and Obsessed by Cruelty, that you can argue that's first generation death metal, proto black metal, black and thrash. Now I'll give Sodom a pass. They're out of all of them, the bigger bands and the long discographies, they're the ones that wimped it up the least out of the old bands. But still, they significantly goddamn changed. Singing about Star Wars and shit on goddamn Persecution Mania. And I do like Persecution Mania. Nuclear Winter's fucking song's absolutely phenomenal. But Toxic Holocaust, I can say that has a pretty extensive catalog. Let's say more than 5 albums to define extensive catalog. Let's say that more than 5 full lengths plus some EPs and demos, etc. By that criteria, they have to be the greatest thrash band. I'm trying to think. I don't like everything by Sacred Reich. I don't think everything by Testament, Forbidden, Exodus, Slayer, any of the goddamn Overkill. I don't like everything by them. I mean, Overkill, Stone Cold Jesus, that's gay as fuck. The Toxic Holocaust ain't got nothing gay like that. Who am I forgetting? Like, Destruction? Don't even get me started on those fucking guys. Holy fuck. They got like goddamn 3.5 good records. Depends on what you consider full length, what's not. As far as with Infernal Overkill and all that. I'm not looking around. Mega Wimp of Death? Oh, my heavens. Don't even get me started on those fucking queer balls. Toxic sends those fucking pansies home on a stretcher. Off to the morgue with fucking toe tags on. Yeah. I'm gonna say it, man. Said it a minute, brah. Cry about in the comments. Toxic Holocaust is the greatest thrash band of all time by the definition of, number one, they're up there even without any fucking definition, just by songs alone. Excluding this who was yanked out of mama's crotch first shit, because that's all you guys are going to go by. You're going to go say Sodom, Creator, Metallica, Slayer. You're going to say all the early bands just because they're yanked out of mama's crotch first, even though it's like, okay, before you say that, though, do you like every record? And here's the thing. Let's just say you do. Let's say you like every goddamn record. And your answer is Metallica. You kind of can't say that, because even if you do like every record, give you that. That's all just music's in the ear of the beholder. Okay, but you can't argue. You would agree that every album that Metallica put out is not thrash. Is every album by Slayer thrash? I mean, is Diabolic Musica thrash? I mean, all the jokes aside, I know it's got the rapping parts, but it's not all of it. It's a metal record. I'll give you that. Everything by Slayer is metal. I'm not saying it's not metal. All exaggerations aside, but is it thrash? Is God Hates Us All thrash? Keep in mind, I never even heard that crappy record. I heard part of it. I walked in on it, and it was literally a Hot Topic. What the fuck are you doing in a Hot Topic, dog? The fucking wife wanted to walk in there. What was I supposed to do, homeboy? Sometimes you got to Al Bundy it up and suck it up for the goddamn team. I was in there reluctantly, and yes, I heard this terrible fucking tunes in the background. I'm sitting there, god damn, was this some fucking fag music in the background? And as I'm listening, I'm like, is that kind of sounds a little like Tom Araya? And you got the fucking jabroni with the big ear gauges. Total fucking canoe, total poser. You know, he don't listen to Diabolic. Without a doubt, he don't. And he's just sitting there banging his head like, fuck yeah, like he's metalized blood, like he knows who Disaster is either. And I'm like, who are you listening to? He's like, Slayer. I'm like, what album is this? God Hates Us All, bro. This is literally like 15 goddamn years ago. Not even exaggerating. I was like, god damn, this is fucking gayer than I thought it was going to goddamn be. Maybe there was better songs out there, but just saying, it sounded like dog shit. Is that thrash? It didn't sound like it to me. Sounded like fucking goddamn, just canoe goddamn commercial rock to me. Better than Load, I'll give it that, but I'm just saying. So yeah, but dude, it makes logical sense. Again, all you, especially the fucking geezers, the geezers and the